call the roll, please.
Commissioner Look.
Here.
Commissioner Brastad.
Here.
Commissioner West.
Here.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Here.
Commissioner Meisner. Commissioner Gamache.
Here.
Commissioner Schulte.
Here. Next up, we will entertain tax claims and abatements.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second, and we'll have a roll call vote.
Commissioner Brastad.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner Meisner.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Oops, sorry. Aye.
And that passes. Next, we will review a review of checks issued from Finance and Central Services and from Human Services.
So moved.
There's a motion. Is there a second? And I have a second from Commissioner West. And all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And no one's opposed. Next, we'll look for approval of the minutes from the May 14th, 2019 County Board meeting. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
There's a motion by Commissioner Look
Second.
and a second by Commissioner Gamache. Any additions or deletions or changes? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. And no one's opposed. Next, we will move on to our additional agenda. We have two items to consider today. First, we'll consider Resolution 2019-66, approving Rhonda Silveraja's employment agreement for County Administrator. The contract is available in County Administration for review, and I would offer the resolution. Is there any further discussion? Commissioner Meisner.
Thank you, Commissioner Schulte. Well, first of all, I would really like to thank Commissioner Gamache for separating out the contract and for my colleagues for accepting the friendly amendment. I thought it was a really good thing for all of us to come together to discuss this contract, and a lot of really good discussion was made. So again, I appreciate that. I'm just going to go over a couple of things that we discussed in the workshop. One of them is the new administrator's salary has been modified from the top level of $1,074,990.40 to $164,985.60, with a 6-month evaluation to potentially raise her salary at that time. Given our new administrator's limited experience in management and education for this particular role, I think starting her out at this salary is fair. It was suggested that the 6-month evaluation, and this again would determine potentially if she would get a raise, would be conducted by Commissioner Schulte, Commissioner West, and a third commissioner picked by the board chair. So, again, in the workshop, of course, I really wanted all 6 commissioners to weigh in on that evaluation. However, that does seem to cause some legal complications. So I would just ask when the evaluation time approaches that we consider Commissioner Schulte, Commissioner Look, and a third commissioner chosen by the board chair to be chosen at that time for the evaluation team. I do want to stress that this is not a hard set rule. This is simply a discussion that is being had. We did change the language from the administrator reporting directly to the board chair to instead working with the full board. I think this better reflects the role, and I really appreciated that change. We did take out a no political activity clause. I was the commissioner who worked to put in this language to the contract. I was understanding that there may be some public pushback of having Commissioner Silveraja as the administrator. And I did want to address some potential complications of having our board chair entering into the administrator role, who happens to have a history of political activity as a Republican candidate. Commissioner Look did have some really strong concerns of any one commissioner putting in language in a contract. My intention was not to be secretive. As a commissioner, I did review the contract, and I worked with our attorney's office as well as our current administrator, Jerry Soma, appropriately. However, I do understand Commissioner Look's sentiments, and I was truly happy to put this to all my colleagues for discussion. The no political activity clause is a simplified version of what is standard in many city manager and county administrator contracts across the state of Minnesota. This particular language was very specific to pertaining to county commissioner races only, and did not infringe on Commissioner Silveraja's right to vote or participate in other campaigns. I believe this clause would have benefited everyone involved, our incoming administrator, our board, and most importantly, the people we serve. Because we have voted in our top elected official to have the top staff position, we should be making more efforts to build public trust, not less. It was decided, though, by majority to be taken out altogether, with Commissioner Gamache and myself advocating for it to remain. I do want to state that Commissioner Schulte did make every effort to keep this language in the contract. He saw how strongly that I felt about this, and I appreciate it. Thank you. And I do want to also give credit to Commissioner Silveraja. So she originally approved to have this no political activity clause in the original contract. It was because of her consent that we were allowed to be discussing it in the first place. She demonstrated her willingness to build public trust, and I really want to make that clear. I hope she will continue to build public trust and consider abstaining from all votes on the full board until she officially resigns as commissioner. I do see a conflict of interest since she has been formally appointed as our next administrator, and continue to vote on policies as an elected official. She will then have to administer as our next administrator. While I am very disappointed that the no political activity clause was taken out, I do accept that this was majority consensus. This is how democracy works. I made my case. I could not influence my colleagues. And I agree with Commissioner Schulte. It is time for us to come together and move forward as a board. I will be supporting this resolution. For those who did not have access to the original contract, I would like to read the no political activity clause that was in the original contract and again has been now taken out. So under section 6, political activity prohibited, the employee shall not participate in any political activity related to the political campaign or election of any individual running for Anoka County Commissioner, whether that individual is an incumbent or a challenger. Such political activity, either in favor of or against a particular candidate, would undermine public confidence in the county administrator. Again, I would sincerely like to thank all of my colleagues for their work to come up with this contract. Thank you.
Thank you. Further discussion on Resolution 2019-66. Commissioner Lund.
Mr. Chair, thank you. I too would like to thank my fellow commissioners for coming together in the work session, and we've been doing that a fair amount now as of late, more so perhaps than we've done before. And that's a good thing. It's a good thing that we are able to work towards consensus and express the various different considerations and concerns that we have, and can try and come to an agreement. I do have strong feelings about the freedom of speech component, in that even if it comes to signs in someone's yard, you have a freedom of speech to put whatever you want in your yard. And I kind of group that in the same sort of category. But as it relates to this position serves at the will of the board. And the will of the board has been pretty clear on this topic, in that we don't want our administrator involved in campaigns. And so much so that even as commissioners, at least historically speaking, commissioners have not involved themselves in other commissioner races because of the appearance of that. For example, if there's a commissioner race and someone approaches us and says, "Hey, will you endorse us?" we generally will not endorse. And we explain that, call it a professional consideration, that they should run their campaigns and they should run them honestly with integrity, and may the best person win. So from that standpoint, I think that we have this base covered, and I fully anticipate now Commissioner Silveraja, soon to be Administrator Silveraja, to to respect the will of the board on this issue, and I have no fears whatsoever that that'll happen. So, it won't happen.
Thank you. Further comments? Seeing none, the resolution is before us, and we'll have a roll call vote.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Abstain.
Commissioner Meisner,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
And we have a unanimous decision with one abstention. As far as a recusal, probably in the minutes that there was no conversation taking place at all. Next, we'll move on to, we'll consider authorizing risk management to settle a workers' comp claim 18-022 in the amount as discussed by the county administrator and risk management. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
And I'm looking for a second.
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 Got a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Silveraja, Commissioner Meisner,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
And that passes. I will now turn the dais back to Chairwoman Silveraja.
Thank you, Commissioner Schulte, and want to thank my fellow board members as well. Now we have 2 items under Chair's remarks this morning. The first is to recognize the hard work and compassionate care provided by the professionals at our Health Partners Well at Work Anoka County Clinic. Nurse practitioners Jana Don and Aaron Wilkinson. When the on-site Well at Work clinic opened in 2011, there was some skepticism as to how much it would really be used by employees. Well, that concern was very short-lived. Staff quickly learned the clinic had medical experts who provide skilled health care and showed genuine concern for the well-being of Anoka County employees and their families. And I have to tell you that people have talked about the incredible follow-through as well and the referrals to other providers and actually going so far as to making calls to set up those appointments. They're absolutely incredible. So as you can imagine, the word spread about the quality care, and many of our employees started using this resource. So an additional nurse practitioner was then hired. Since the Well at Work clinic has been operating here, there have been nothing but positive comments about the quality of care both Jana and Aaron provide. It's so refreshing to hear about how they both give their full attention to everyone they see, taking as much time as is needed to get a complete picture of what may be going on medically, which gives patients confidence they're really being listened to and taken care of. So at this time, I'd like to ask Bill Keller, our Central Services Director, to share some background results from a satisfaction survey and introduce our special guest this morning.
Thank you, Commissioner Silveraja. Madam Chair, members of the board, thank you for this opportunity to recognize our partners in our Well at Work clinic. We truly appreciate the partnership that we have developed with Health Partners in operating our clinic. I want to introduce 2 individuals that are here today from Health Partners that have assisted in getting this clinic up and running over the years. They put in a lot of effort as far as making sure that our clinicians have the support and needs that they need to make this a successful clinic. We have Tara Laux here with us, as well as Dave Johnson from Health Partners. Both of them work on our account. We also have here today one of our 2 clinicians. Unfortunately, Jana had unexpectedly had to not come today. She was out ill. But we do have one person that is here, that is Erin Wilkinson, and she's in the back here. Just a little bit of background. Jana has been working here in the clinic since we opened in 2011. She demonstrated early on that the key to successful clinic was to gain the trust of our employees and their family members by listening closely to their concerns and providing outstanding care and education. Due to the efforts of Jana, our clinic appointment capacity reached and exceeded the limits a few years ago. As a result, this board recognized and supported adding Aaron to the clinic staff to help with the growing needs. Aaron was a Well at Work float prior to joining our team. Aaron started in January of 2018 and brought the same level of care and education to complement what the clinic already is providing. Health Partners takes great pride in the service they deliver in the Well at Work clinic. To keep a pulse on the service, they regularly conduct satisfaction surveys. I want to share a few of these results. Health Partners has set a target goal for overall clinic satisfaction of 86.8%. Jana and Aaron have consistently scored above that goal and most recently were scored at an 89.2%. Additionally, Health Partners asked patients if they would recommend Jana and Aaron. Again, they exceeded the target goal of 93.2% with a score of 98.2%, leaving very little room for improvement. When patients were asked, what is one thing we could have done better to most improve your experience with your visit? Aaron and Jana consistently received comments like, not one thing. These ladies at Well at Work in Anoka, Jana and Aaron, are absolutely the best. Another said, excellent care and concern, thanks. While another stated, not sure, we love the Well at Work. And another, can't think of anything we would have made this any better. I love the providers in the Well at Work clinic. Even a new patient commented, my visit was great. All questions answered, talked about options at the Well at Work clinic, found out more details for myself and my family as far as options the clinic has to offer for care. Nice to have this at my job. In addition to the surveys, Aaron and Jana make a difference. Everyone they see is important. They treat everyone the same. They go the extra mile to explain things like lab results and x-rays findings. They assist with making referral appointments. They follow up on chronic conditions and they educate on preventive care, often resulting in success stories that would likely not have happened in a clinical primary care setting. I think the nearly 5,000 patients they saw in 2018 show that patients truly trust and believe in the care they receive. I would like to thank the board for your support. I would also like to thank Tara and Dave for attending today and their role they play in the success of our clinic. And finally, I want to thank Jana and Aaron for their dedication, their expertise, their compassion, their excellent service and education they provide, and for the overall success of the clinic. Without them, I believe the clinic would not have been as successful as it has been. Thank you.
Well, I first of all want to thank both of you and thank Health Partners for your willingness to partner with us. When we launched this adventure, I guess, it really was an innovative approach, and I don't think anybody else in the government sector was doing anything like this. And it has proved to be so incredibly successful, and it was really because of Health Partners being willing to really take that chance and be innovative in their approaches to delivering health care for our employees. So really appreciate that. And also, thank you so much. I know Jana's not here today, but want to certainly extend great appreciation to her. And Aaron, thank you so much. We are so incredibly blessed to have you providing care for our employees and their families. And I would like to present you with a certificate of appreciation, and I'll read it here first. It says, in appreciation for providing expert medical care, connecting with Anoka County employees and their families, and displaying genuine concern for the well-being of all patients who visit our Health Partners Well at Work clinic. So I'll present this. Yes, Commissioner Look. And
If I can just make a quick comment, this has been a,
let you wait. If you could stay for
Sorry.
just a minute. Actually, Commissioner Look has a comment about the well at work.
Come back.
And I know that Commissioner Look really appreciates the great work that you do, and I think he'd like to comment.
yeah, it's just absolutely been a fantastic program. I mean, there's so many words that can be used, an amenity, a convenience. I think in summary, it's been an absolute home run for Anoka County. I know my kids, they've never been fond of going to the, doctor checkups or whatever the case is, but they absolutely fell in love with Jana, and I'm sure Aaron as well. And just they've just really enjoyed the opportunity to come. And as a parent, you're concerned with them when they're ill, and to know that they're that well taken care of when they're here is really a blessing. And just wanted to say that, and also wish Jana speedy recovery. I know she's putting herself in harm's way every day, and just a real thank you for the hard work that they both do here. So thank you.
I would just add that, as Bill mentioned, but
I'll have you go ahead and step up to the podium.
We really appreciate Anoka County and the board's support and enthusiasm of the clinic. You mentioned 9 years ago we started this. We now have 16 of these clinics around the metro, and actually Sherburne, Washington County, St. Paul Met Council, Minneapolis Met Council, so other government entities such as yourself have taken your lead. So thank you very much.
Awesome. Thanks again. Next, we are very honored to have with us Judge Bethany Fountain Lindbergh to provide a follow-up report about Anoka County Law Day, which was held on April 26th at the Government Center and Courthouse. I have to tell you, that area was just abuzz with activity. The goal was to make it easier for people to really navigate our court system, clear up some outstanding issues, and just learn about what happens at the courthouse. And it was very busy, many students eager to learn, and a lot of residents coming in as well to take care of some business. So thank you for joining us and sharing some results of this incredible event.
Thank you. It was so fun to be here earlier and hear about another successful partnership. And that's really, I think Commissioner Brastad and I talked earlier, the success of Anoka County is all of these partnerships that we forge for the benefit of the residents of Anoka County. And that's what I tried to do here on Law Day. This Law Day was a little bit unique in that we took appointments for a lot of the clinic programs. And so the unsung heroes are your court administration employees that worked for days and days prior to Law Day to get it ready. And as a result, whereas last year we had 132 driver's license type cases. This year we served 215 cases. We heard a total between traffic tickets, outstanding fines, warrants, 1,141 cases. And that's just sheerly amazing. We had 3 courtrooms running the entire day with 3 judges on the bench that had statewide jurisdiction. Residents came with money in their pocket, and we were able to get them squared away. The warrants saw an 83% jump. Now we're talking about lower level crimes for outstanding warrants as for missed court appearances. That was really nice to see. We had a huge increase in the criminal, the warrant, the driver's license overall. We saw another large jump in eviction expungement clinics and criminal expungement clinics. And in fact, we had an assistant attorney general there observing our expungement clinic all day because they had heard that Anoka County's expungement clinic was the best run in the state. And they're thinking about doing a statewide expungement clinic and want to model it after Anoka County. So that goes to the credit of our volunteers. We have volunteers that are retired that come in and work as attorneys and work even in court administration because they love the day and they love how it's organized. We also had about 100 students, and for the first time we were able to offer 3 tracks of the mock trial instead of the traditional 2. So the students were kept busy moving from courtroom to courtroom. They had a canine presentation, they had a presentation from the medical examiner. where they had to solve the crime by looking at a mock crime scene on the floor. And then we had the mock trial. And the teachers, we had teachers from Anoka, Hennepin, Centennial, and Regional, said that it is by far their best field trip of the school year, and heavily sought in terms of students vying to get in on that ground level of the experience on-hand experience. And in addition, we had the CLE programs this year. We had over 125 people attending the CLE programs. They earned between 3 and 5 CLE credits, which typically would cost them about $60 per credit, and saw a large increase in that. We had folks coming from Adult Learning Center to come in to see those CLAs, as well as law clerks, attorneys, and even other judges. To kind of handle this larger caseload, we also had employees from other court administration offices, Wright County in particular, that came and helped us triage on that day, because we certainly couldn't get through 1,300 cases without additional help. So we worked with the Department of Motor Vehicle. We tried to screen people early. They helped us. They screened people early. So this kind of turned into a multiple day event, which all culminated, but happily, everybody was done at 4:30 and could go home, and we served everybody that we possibly could. A great event. I truly appreciate the county's support. We couldn't do it without the county's support. And you've been so encouraging and supportive. I appreciate that.
Well, thank you so much, and it was an honor once again to be able to kick off Law Day in the atrium and welcome so many young people, and just really appreciate all of the hard work and dedication and the incredible partnership. And again, want to thank you for your incredible leadership in really getting this going, and just look at how it has expanded and the number of individuals who have been helped in order to clear up some of those issues over the years, and certainly this year to see those incredible numbers as well is certainly very encouraging. And so looking forward to next year, and I know it will just continues to get bigger and better each and every year, and it's hard to keep up on some of that demand, but again, I want to thank you for your dedication.
If I can, Commissioner, also, I'm sorry, go ahead, Commissioner Meisner first.
You first.
All right, Madam Chair, I do want to say in one word, outstanding, Judge Fountain-Lindbergh. You know, you and your staff have put this together, and obviously somebody whose office participates on Law Day every day, I certainly appreciate the fact that you've taken it upon yourself, coordinated all that staff, and were able to really help the citizens and the court system clean up. And your efforts and the efforts of all the volunteers certainly moved things along to make things better the other 364 days of the year in the court system. So a big thank you. And I guess if I were a teacher, I'd give you an A+. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all.
Commissioner Meisner.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So I was not able to make Law Day, but I just wanted you to know that I heard from several of my constituents, but then people outside of my district as well. So, you know, residents who did go, and they just raved about it. They were so thankful. So I wanted you to know that as well. So I appreciate that as a commissioner, but certainly residents and people in Anoka County have taken advantage of that and are really thankful that it's available.
Good, thank you. It's hard to hear that feedback. I don't always get that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, we will start working on how to make changes for next year and how to make it better and to serve as many people as we possibly can. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now we will move on to committee reports. We'll start off with the Management Committee report. Commissioner West.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have one item on my agenda here. It is to restructure the law library clerk position from a 0.5 FTE to a 0.6. And the need is that they need to have just that much more coverage to make sure that it's well staffed for the clients who come in and use it.
Is there a motion to approve?
I'll move it.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Meisner,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brastad. Aye. Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Madam Chair, that rest of the items are informational, and that concludes my report.
All right, thank you, Commissioner West. Now we'll move on to Transportation Committee report. Commissioner Schulte.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Our committee had the opportunity to meet on Monday, May 20th here in the Government Center at 9 o'clock. And we have a number of items for your consideration today. First, in our Highway Division, the committee recommends approval of a resolution authorizing the county engineer to acquire the property at 498 Birch Street in connection with the reconstruction of Birch Street from Ware Road to West Shadow Lake Drive within the city of Lino Lakes.
Now I'll offer the resolution. Is there further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja. Commissioner Meisner.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item.
The committee recommends approval to enter into a programmatic maintenance agreement with the Rice Creek Watershed District for the maintenance of the stormwater facilities constructed under the reclaim and overlay of Birch Street from Deerwood Lane to Centerville Road in the city of Lino Lakes.
I will move approval. Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion.
Madam Chair, I would just point out that this is really kind of boilerplate type stuff that we need to have agreements with any watershed district where we're maintaining, building, reconstructing roads.
All right. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad. Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner Meisner.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item.
Next, the committee recommends award of a contract to North Valley in the amount of $10,017,913.48 for the countywide overlay program in the cities of Andover, Columbia Heights, Columbus, Coon Rapids, East Bethel, Fridley, Ham Lake, Lino Lakes, and St. Francis.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner Meisner.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item.
The committee recommends award of a contract to Asphalt Surface Technologies Corporation in the amount of $312,211.23 for the countywide crack sealing program in the cities of Andover, Anoka, Blaine, Circle Pines, Columbia Heights, Columbus, Coon Rapids, East Bethel, Fridley, Ham Lake, Lino Lakes, now then Oak Grove, Ramsey, and St. Francis.
So moved.
It's been moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner Meisner.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item.
The committee recommends award of contract to Forest Lake Contracting in the amount of $2,078,069.90 for the reconstruction of 125th Avenue Northeast from Lexington Avenue Northeast to Opal Street Northeast in the city of Blaine.
I'll move it.
Second. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner Meisner.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next, I would just tell everybody that our Transportation Committee meeting for Monday, June 3rd has been canceled. We have a lack of activity, and we have a lot of activity going on, but nothing to bring before the committee. So that meeting will not take place in the Government Center, or anywhere for that matter. The rest of my material here is all informational in nature, and that does conclude my report, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner Schulte. Commissioner Meisner.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I apologize. If I wanted to make a correction on the informational item, do I do that here or do I do that at the next Transportation Committee meeting?
If you want to correct something, you can do it right now
Is
in
that
informational,
okay?
I believe.
Okay.
Madam Chair.
Thank you. So under informational items, under number 9, receiving a question from Wes Volkanet. So just what it states right here is regarding the impacts a gas tax would have on the projects that are currently being worked on. But I believe he was asking about the failure of the gas tax increase, and he was just wondering, like, without that dedicated funds, if the projects that are currently being worked on would be affected. So I'm not sure if you can just tweak that a little bit, that would be great. Thank you.
And Madam Chair, we can state publicly, the question was answered right after the meeting. Our engineer, Doug Fisher, approached Mr. Volkanat and made it very clear that all of our projects that are in the pipeline and scheduled are not based on possible revenue incomes. It's based on projected. So the gas tax wouldn't have been a factor in any program that Anoka County has with its highway division.
Thank you.
Unless I'm misstating.
That's correct.
That's correct.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. And Teresa will pass that on to make sure that we get that correction noted. Next, we will move on to the Human Services Committee report. We have a number of items on the consent agenda. Unless someone wants to pull something out separately, I will move the consent agenda. Is there a second?
Second.
And roll call vote.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner Meisner.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brastad. Aye. Commissioner West.
Aye.
Motion carries. Under economic assistance, consider recommending the county board enter into contract C 0007229. It's a renewal with the Anoka County Sheriff's Department for fraud prevention investigation services in an amount of $285,269, which is a 2.3% increase from July 1st, 2019 through June 30th, 2020. And I would just comment that the sheriff's fraud investigators do just an incredible job. And when you look at what our fraud prevention unit does within Anoka County, it really is second to none. And the return on investment is more than you will see in any other metro area county, and one of the best in the state for sure. So I'm happy to move this. Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Meisner.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brastad. Aye. Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye. Motion carries. Under community corrections, consider recommending the county board enter into contract C 0007263 with Erickson, Ellison and Associates in an amount of $46,500 with a $5,000 contingency for replacement of security systems at the Anoka County Juvenile Center. And I will move approval. Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brastad. Aye. Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner Meisner.
Aye.
Motion carries. Under Public Health and Environmental Services, we have a number of items. The first is to consider recommending the county board accept funding contract C 0007269 from the Minnesota Department of Human Services in an amount of $266,000 for family home visiting and Minnesota Family Investment Program Teen Parent Services from July 1st, 2019 through June 30th, 2024. The next item is to consider recommending the county board enter into a contract C 0007220, a lease agreement renewal with Veolia ES Technical Solutions LLC in an amount of $304,346 for the household hazardous waste drop-off site in Fridley from July 1st, 2019 through June 30th, 2024. And then the next item is to consider recommending the county board enter into a contract renewal with Veolia ES Technical Solutions for household hazardous waste management from July 1st, 2019 through June 30th, 2024. Contract maximum $231,857 per year. And I would move items 10, 11, and 12. Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brastad. Aye. Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner Meisner.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Motion carries. Under social services, consider recommending the county board recommend to the Minnesota Department of Human Services, based on a needs determination, closure of current Metro Tech day trading and habilitation services and relocation establishment of a new needs-focused and community-integrated day training and rehabilitation services. Further consider recommending the future Metro Tech day training and rehabilitation closings, openings, and expansions be made at the discretion of the Community Social Services and Behavioral Health Director. As many of you know, there are a lot of changes in day training and rehabilitation, and I think in order to meet some of the requirements of the state really moving to much more out in the community services rather than real site-based services, Metro Tech has identified that they need to make some changes. So that is really what this is. So I would move approval. Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Under behavioral health, consider recommending the county board submit an application to the U.S. Department of Justice for fiscal year 2019 Justice and Mental Health Collaboration Program Funding, Contract C0007281. I would move approval, ask for a second, and then some discussion.
Second.
So just an explanation, the cities of Coon Rapids and Fridley are really looking to work with our department in order to submit a grant, and we really are the ones that have to submit the grant. It would really be on their behalf in looking at providing social workers to really address the mental health needs as they're out on calls and something comes up. And really we're trying to work through how we might make that happen and what some of the requirements might be as far as a county contribution goes, as far as the grant match, and then sustainability moving forward. So we really, timing is such that the grant would need to be actually submitted prior to being able to not only come to, it would be able to come to our next Human Services, but wouldn't necessarily make it to board before it needed to be submitted later in June. So really giving the authority to our Social Services and Behavioral Health Department to really work on those details and identify whether or not it's something that we can really move forward with. So that's really what this does. It's not for sure that we're going to move forward. It is really directing staff to continue to explore that opportunity and see how we might make it happen. Commissioner Schulte.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I agree with all that. I'm very pleased that staff and the county board is willing to at least look at this. Being fiscally responsible is very important to all of us. It's on our letterhead. It's a moniker we all live by. At the same time, we need to be prudent with how our jail resources are being used and how our law enforcement is treated on a daily basis on the streets. And if we can keep some of those people out of jail by getting their mental health issues taken care of earlier, I think we'll be doing everybody a great benefit. Your points about this is just 2 agencies within our county. We have multiple police agency, a large sheriff's office, and if we start outfitting everybody with a mental health expert, we would, I think, bankrupt ourselves fast. So we need to find a plan that will work, that's funded as a partnership, not just by the county, but with cities carrying a big share of the load. And I've worked with Coon Rapids PD on this, and they're well aware of our concerns and have assured me that they're going to find a way to make this work. We just need to know going forward as we deal with all the other agencies that we need to be aware of what this could cost us if it gets out of control. But at the same time, it's really important that we address mental health with the people we're dealing with on the streets in situations where they could be arrested and essentially brought to the jail where we'd spend a lot more money taking care of them.
Commissioner Meisner.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, I'm going to echo your sentiments, Commissioner Schulte. I think that this is a great opportunity to explore. It sounds like there's going to be some creative solutions brought to the table, and then we'll see. It's always a balance of being fiscally responsible and investing long term what is going to make the most amount of sense for the most amount of people. So good luck and thank you.
Right. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad, Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Aye.
Commissioner Meisner,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is Resolution 2019-HS10, the Economic Assistance Bills, and I'll offer that resolution. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Brassad. Aye. Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Aye.
Commissioner Meisner,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Motion carries. And then finally, Resolution 2019-HS11, accepting the Minnesota Housing Funding for the Family Homeless Prevention and Assistance Program. Hats off to staff who worked really hard on this application. The amount of funding is actually going up this year. And generally what we essentially do is we then push that funding out to our partners in the community who are then able to continue to provide those much-needed services. So I'll offer the resolution. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Aye.
Commissioner Meisner,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad. Aye.
Motion carries. And that concludes my report. Now we'll move on to Information Technology Committee report. Commissioner Gamache.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We met on Monday, May 20th, and we have 2 action items before you. The IT Committee recommends the County Board approve contract C0007278 with Journal Technologies, Inc. in the amount of $550,000 with a change order of $82,500 for the development and implementation of a new case management system for the County Attorney's Office. The County Attorney's Office has one case management application that is implemented in every division in the office. The existing application is a customized solution over 14 years old, and it's coming to the end of its life. An RFP was published in June of 2018 for a new case management system, and the County Attorney's Office, along with the IT Technology Department, carefully reviewed and scored 3 proposals, selected the finalists to determine which would address the office's requirements and unique needs. The selected product is eProsecutor from Journal Technologies, Inc. Was the standout product of the 3 case management solutions presented and was the best product to meet the complex needs of the County Attorney's Office. We have Susan Vreeland here with us if anyone has any questions. County Attorney Palumbo is here as well. He could answer any questions that the board may have, but I will move this.
Is there a second?
Second.
And second by Commissioner West. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Aye.
Commissioner Meisner,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad. Aye. Commissioner West.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item.
Item number 2 is the IT Committee recommends the County Board approve contract C0007249 with Macro Group, Inc. in the amount of $216,000 for professional services related to the replacement of the County Attorney's case management system. Again, this is related now to some of the work that we're going to do on the new system. An RFP was published again in June of 2018. And the product that we have selected is the eProsecutor. This is the professional services for customization of that program and implementation and training of the staff. Again, this one works. This person that is working on this will continue with the system as long as we go along and have the system purchased and we move on with the actual training and all the other applications that go along with it. And this person has been working with us for a period of time now. Susan, how long has it been?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the County Board. I'm Susan Vreeland, the Director of Information Technology. We've had this gentleman in place with us for about a year right now. He helped us with the RFP development process, putting together the requirements for the office, getting that out on the street, vetting the options and helping us get down to a finalist. He not only served for many years as an attorney, so he's got that background, but he's spent more than 10 years implementing case management systems with the BCA, with a number of counties, with the state. So a really unique skill set, kind of an interesting combination. And I believe he's been a really good fit both for Tony's office and in working with my staff too.
He's got a great deal of experience, obviously, and it's good to have the consistency. So moving forward with the next steps, it would make sense to keep him on. So I will move it as well.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion?
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Look.
Madam Chair, thank you. In full disclosure, I used to sit on the IT committee, and I'm thankful I'm not, based on some of the costs that are spent on there. Very expensive, costly programs. I do recall, I don't know if it came before the Finance Committee at one point, perhaps back in 2018, but there was a case management system that was being discussed at that point. Is this the same one? I mean, typically there's not a year in between, purchase implementation. I just, I'm, as long as that's worked for you for a year, that's great, Tony. But my question was, is this the same one that kind of was discussed earlier, or is there multiple case managements that were replaced at one point? I'm just trying to recall from memory.
Certainly, Madam Chair. Commissioner Look, this was discussed at last year's Finance and Capital Improvements Committee meeting, as well as at IT. The planning for this has taken in a lot of time. And what we've learned in the past is that if we hurry up and just buy a product and kind of install it and go with it, we spend a lot more money on the back end trying to make it work for Anoka County. So we went through a very extensive RFP process. We read some pretty big binders, a good portion of the summer, getting through the costs, the options. Sometimes it seems like some of what they offer you from a vendor is written in a foreign language, so it took quite a bit of time to get through that. And then, of course, the contract process. So here at the county, we've really changed the way we implement technology contracts and what we expect from the vendor. And there are quite often several months of going back and forth so that we can ensure if they don't perform that the county is protected. And so it's been a long road. And now the real work starts, but I think we have a contract in place that is respectful of the county and protects our best interests.
Commissioner Look.
Madam Chair, no, I don't want to come across critical. I appreciate the hard work on this. I know we've gotten into contracts in the past with Zayo and kind of maybe had some challenges there, but no, it's good that we vet this, that that you guys have put the due diligence and hard work into this. Appreciate that, so thank you.
Okay, further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Meisner,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brastad,
Aye.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye. Motion carries.
The rest of the information is just informational that we talked about, and that concludes my report.
All right, and you're on again. Commissioner Gamache, Property Records and Taxation Chair Report.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We just have a chair report. Chair recommends the County Board adopt Resolution Number 2, 2019, PRT 13, Resolution realigning split residential parcel pursuant to Minnesota Statute Section 123A-455, PIN 10/31/23/44/0049, and PIN 11/31/23/33/0005, City of Blaine, Independent School District Number 16 and Independent School District Number 12, transferring into Independent School District Number 12.
Is there an offer of the resolution?
Offer the resolution.
Resolution has been offered by Commissioner West. Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
That concludes my report.
Thank you. Now we have a Public Safety Committee report and a chair report as well.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Public Safety Committee met on May 21st, and we have 3 action items on that. And the first is the committee recommends adoption of Resolution 2019-PS05, County Board authorization of signatory for annual county boat and water safety agreement and approval and execution of the annual county boat and water safety agreement C0007248 with a maximum value of $24,510 and a term of January 1st, 2019 through June 30th, 2020.
Is there an offer of the resolution?
I'll offer it.
Resolution's been offered by Commissioner Look. Further discussion?
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Look.
Let me say they do get out there and patrol the waterways. We were in our pontoon kind of going around Lake George, and one came over and asked the boys if they had their life jackets on. Of course, they said they didn't, and he appreciated their honesty. But anyways, they do get out there and they do make sure that that people have life jackets in the boats, have the necessary things, to keep safe on the waterways, aren't inebriated, and everything else that goes with that. So they do great work and very supportive of this grant. So.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Look. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look. Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner Meisner.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item.
Committee recommends adoption of Resolution 2019-PS06, which is accepting dedicated donation from Allina Health System. They are donating $2,500, and the Sheriff's Office will be able to use that for community outreach purposes. I will offer that resolution.
Resolution has been offered by Commissioner Brassad. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner Meisner.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item.
The committee recommends adoption of Resolution 2019-PS07, accepting dedicated donation from Walmart. More generosity in our community. Walmart is donating $2,000 for community outreach purposes as well.
Is there an offer of the resolution?
Offered.
Resolution's been offered by Commissioner Look. Further discussion? Commissioner Meisner?
Yes, I'm sorry. I just have a question, Commissioner Brassad. For Walmart, is that a historic one that usually gets donated in that amount, or this is just a kind of a nice bonus this year?
Madam Chair, I believe Walmart has donated in the past.
Okay, thank you.
All right, further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Commissioner West. Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner Meisner.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And then on the chair report, I have one item. I would recommend adoption of Resolution 2019-PS08, the County Board authorization of signatory for 2019 State of Minnesota Federal Boating Safety Patrol Supplemental Grant Agreement and approval and execution of the grant agreement, C0007282. The total obligation of the state will not exceed $12,625 with an effective date of May 10th, 2019 through September 2nd, 2019. And I'll offer that resolution.
Resolution's been offered by Commissioner Brassad. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja. Commissioner Meisner.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
And that concludes my reports.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Brassad. Now we will move on to the public hearing to obtain comments concerning Anoka County user fees, and I will turn it over to County Attorney Tony Palumbo.
Thank you, Madam Chair. At this time, I would like to commence the public hearing. The purpose of the public hearing, of course, is to obtain public comment on any amendment to the county fees. Those are fees that the county charges for services, and the purpose, of course, to obtain comments for those from the public. Notice of this hearing was published in the Anoka County Union on Friday, May 17th, 2019. I'd ask the clerk to make note of that as part of the record. And my understanding is Budget Director Patty Hedrick will now address the board and the public about those fees. If you could, Ms. Hedrick.
All right, thank you, Mr. Palumbo. Good morning, Madam Chair and Commissioners. My name is Patty Hedrick, Budget Director for Anoka County. And per statute 373.41, it provides that a county board, after a public hearing, may establish and charge for fees for services provided by any county office, official department, or employee. All of these fees have been reviewed by the Committee of Jurisdiction and represent actual costs. If we want to start on page 1, A lot of this fee hearing is about cleaning up our current list. Just to remind the public, this list is on our public transparency site under the OpenGov Explorer. We have worked really hard with departments to make sure that everything reflects accurately and easy to understand. And with that, our first fee is Finance Central Services. That fee for Treasury is going from $12.50 to $15. The second two fees we're removing. We no longer publish books because we have electronic versions of our budget information again on our OpenGov transparency site. So there's no longer a reason to have these fees on our list. The next ones, again, are some cleanup. Community Social Services gave us several fees that no longer apply, and these have been applied in a different structure. So we're removing these to keep our list clean and easy to understand. Continuing on page 2, I want to talk about the library for a minute. They have a new mobile hotspot lending program, and it is $1 per day, and so it did not exist before, so this is a new fee. And then second, if someone loses that same piece of equipment, there is a $50 replacement fee. Moving on to page 3, another example of clarification and breakout of the environmental health fees. Some of these fees have been on the list, but they were not clear on our site, and we worked hard at the Industry. We did a really nice job of clarifying and working with us to get these updated. And we broke out, for example, the coliform test and the nitrate test. They used to be all together, but we broke them out individually to give that option to the public. And then as you can see, we have the sliding attached scale for social services, and this fee is just updated periodically, and we do attach it to the website. Are there any questions?
Okay. Does the board have any questions for Ms. Cedric? Yes, Commissioner Silveraja.
Patty, I noticed that for all of the childcare licensing, it's retroactive. It says January 1st, 2019.
Yes, they actually changed January 1st. Again, this is our opportunity to clarify, and some of these probably had been approved or changed prior, and some of them as far as 20 years back. But if I couldn't find documentation at the advice of the attorney's office, we reestablished them just so we have that base going forward.
Okay. Any other questions by the board? Seeing none at this time, I would then open it up to the public for any comments about the proposed user fees. Is there any member of the public that wish to come forward and address? And I will ask a third time, is there any member of the public that wishes to come forward and offer comment on these user fees? Seeing none at this time, I would then close the meeting, Madam Chair, and turn the matter back to you.
Thank you. Then we will consider Resolution 2019-65 relating to fees for various county services, including fees related to permits and licenses and sales of materials to the public and other government agencies. I will offer that resolution. Is there further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner Meisner.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Motion carries. The next item is to approve contract C0007289 for Anoka County property insurance from the Chubb Group through Arthur J. Gallagher for a policy term of June 1st, 2019 through June 1st, 2020 for a premium of $357,422. This is a premium decrease of $13,781 from the previous policy year. However, due to the volatility of the property insurance market with the number of storms and all sorts of things, obviously we had significant hail damage and so forth. Many of the property insurance groups were looking to raise the deductibles for wind and hail coverage. So our previous carrier actually proposed an increase in the deductible for wind hail coverage from $25,000 to 3% of the total insurable value, with a $100,000 minimum, and some other coverages from $5,000 to $25,000. So significant changes. So Bill Keller worked very hard in trying to identify really what the best option would be for us. And the Chubb Group has offered similar coverage to our expiring policy and a flat deductible of $100,000 for wind and hail coverage versus what was being proposed by some of the other insurance companies. So it is a premium decrease, but again, changes in the way that the deductible works. So with that, I would move that item. Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion?
Madam
Commissioner
Chair,
Look.
I'm just wondering if Bill sleeps well at night, hammering these poor people. Anyway, nice job.
And thank you for that, Commissioner Look. He is very, very diligent in working hard to really make sure that the taxpayers of Anoka County are protected and that we get the best deal possible. And so this was not an easy task at all, and certainly want to give you great credit for that. So with that, roll call vote.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner Meisner.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have committee appointments. We have a couple of them. The first is to consider reappointing Judge Diana Street, the judicial representative to the Community Corrections Advisory Board for a 2-year term ending May 2021, and then consider appointing Bukola Oriola of the Enneton Story to the Anoka County Children and Family Council as a community agency representative for a term ending May 31st, 2022. Is there a motion to approve items 11A and B?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. And then I will actually be resigning from the position of chair on the county board, effective immediately.
As vice chair, my first action will be to resign my position as vice chair and turn it over to the administrator to conduct an election for chair and vice chair.
In the absence of elected positions, we will hold an election for the chair just for the remainder of the 2019 year. And at this time, I'll call for nominations for the election of county board chair for the remainder of 2019. Commissioner Brassad.
I would nominate Commissioner Scott Schulte for chair.
Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? I'd entertain a motion to close nominations and elect Commissioner Schulte as chair of the board for the remainder of 2019.
So moved.
Is there a second? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Congratulations, Commissioner Schulte. I'll turn it over to you for the election of the vice chair.
Well, thank you, Jerry, and thank you to my colleagues. I appreciate your faith in me. I will do my level best to hold a candle to Commissioner Silveraja's leadership the last bunch of years. There will be some changes. I won't run the meeting quite as good as she does, I'm sure, but I will make an attempt to do so. But at this point, before we go much further, let's open nominations for vice chair. Commissioner West.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to nominate Julie Brassad as vice chair.
Okay, there's a nomination on the floor for Julie Brassad for vice chair. Are there any other nominations? Commissioner Meisner.
Thank you. I would like to nominate Commissioner Look for vice chair.
There is a nomination for Commissioner Look for vice chair. Are there any other nominations? Any other nominations? We'll call one third last time for nominations for vice chair. Seeing none, we'll close nominations and we'll vote on the first nomination first, and we will look for a motion to elect Julie Brassad as vice chair.
Move.
There's a motion. Is there a second? I'll second it. We have a motion and a second on the floor for Julie Look, for, excuse me, Julie Brasted.
Finally out there, is that it?
All those in favor, please say aye. All right, we'll do a roll call vote on this. It makes more sense. A roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Meisner,
Nay.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brastad,
Aye.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
And that passes, not unanimous, but 6-1. Thank you. Congratulations, Vice Chair Brasted.
Thank you.
With that, that does conclude our meeting. If there's no other business to come before the board, we are adjourned. HRA will convene here in